We talk a lot on this program about standing with Israel, and it has become an important topic in the church, which I am so glad for. Why is this topic so important, and how do we practically stand with Israel? Is it through political support? Is it financial support? Or is it something much deeper? Ezra, the ABC,
Sure.
It's C. It's deeper than that. Financial support is important. Political support of the state of Israel is important, but it goes much deeper. It's about providing the Jewish people with the greatest blessing that you can give them. And that, of course, is the gospel.
That's right.
Evangelism.
That's right, Jonathan, and I really feel just a stirring, the Lord hasn't given us this platform, this audience with you for no reason. And one of the things we are never going to apologize for saying, and we'll say it again and again, is that you can't bless Israel without blessing them with the good news of their Messiah, your Messiah, Jesus. It's impossible.
It's
and if you
impossible.
doubt me, check the book, check the scriptures. I'm looking at Acts 4:12, Jonathan. It says, it's very clear, there is salvation in no one else, for there's no other name under heaven given to mankind by which we must be saved. And I'm just going to, I want to call something out here. There's this dangerous, very politically correct kind of wind blowing through the church right now. Maybe you've heard it, that the Jews have their own way to God. The Jewish people have their own path to salvation. Even, I'm sorry to say, the Pope has said it in the last 5 years. And the Christians have their way, the Jews have their way, so you bless Israel by just saying nice things, doing good, providing humanitarian aid. It's a farce, Jonathan.
Well, as Jewish believers, Ezra, it's a deep burden. It's very sad.
Yeah.
I see the love for Jewish people, but you can love Jewish people to eternal death.
Right.
If you don't share the gospel. So that has to be first and foremost. If we are truly Bible believers, then we believe there's one name given under heaven by which we must be saved. And that message is not just to the Jew as well, but to the Jew first.
Right,
It's
Romans
to the Jew
1:16.
first. So this is the greatest blessing that you can give a Jewish person. Don't deny them of that just because you love them and don't want to offend them.
Yeah.
Don't just speak out politically or give to Jewish organizations or whatever. The gospel, tactfully demonstrated in love, provoking them to jealousy, as we were talking about Romans 11:11, is absolutely the top priority for blessing the Jewish people.
Amen. And Jonathan, there's another spiritual principle here, a promise actually in Romans 11. When the Jewish people come back, are reconciled to God through Jesus, something incredible happens.
Well, this again, why is evangelism so important for us as believers, for you as a Gentile Christian? And the answer is this connection between the church and Israel, that their rejection brought the gospel to you, 2,000 years ago, but it brought the gospel out to the nations, and that's because of their rejection. So Paul then asks, what if their rejection brought you as a Gentile salvation, what's going to happen when they come back?
That's right.
What does it mean, come back? It means to respond to the gospel. How can they believe unless they hear? And how can they hear unless one proclaim? And how can one proclaim unless they be sent?
That's right.
That's really, really important, Romans chapter 10.
Yeah.
Paul's just set that all up and said their proclamation will bring faith, and it's as easy as them hearing, so they can believe and in their heart confess with their mouth unto salvation.
That's right.
And then he says when they come back, it will bring life from the dead. Their rejection, salvation to the Gentiles, their return, life from the dead.
Romans 11:15
Romans
is
11:15.
what you're quoting right now.
Study it. You may not believe me. It's in there. Ask God to show you.
That's right. And what does it mean here? Life from the dead. Literally, we know, you know, that when Jesus returns to rule and reign, the dead in Messiah will be resurrected, right? People will rise up out of graves to meet him. And we know, because of Jesus' own words, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you who kills the prophets and stones those who sent to her, you won't see me again until you, Israel, cry out, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord.
I had a revelation. We could take a whole program on this, but I
Yeah.
just want to say life from the dead.
Yeah.
I meditated on it. I studied it. Lord, help me to understand what
Yeah.
this means. And I believe he gave me the revelation that life from the dead both spiritual and physical, is the restoration back to the pre-Adamic state. Now, that means that only can happen when Jesus returns, the second Adam. And Jesus can only return when the Jewish people come back. And the way that Jewish people come back to God is through the proclamation of those who know Him.
That's right.
It's so clear to me. I hope it becomes clearer to you.
Yeah.
Love the Jewish people first and foremost by sharing your faith.
Amen. And Jonathan, one more distinctive here in the couple minutes we have remaining. There's an imperative here to stand with Israel, the land of Israel, the state of Israel, and also the people of Israel wherever we are. There's Medinat Israel, the state of Israel, and there's Eretz Israel, the land of Israel, but there's also Am Israel, the people of Israel. Standing with the Jewish people means standing with us, standing with the Jewish people wherever they are in the world.
Another misconception, blessing Israel, loving Israel, is about loving the land of Israel, which is a little sliver of land in the Middle East about the size of New Jersey. Love the land and the people within the land. That's good.
Yeah.
That's right.
But that's not all
We believe
it
in the
is.
state, but it's not all it is.
Yeah.
The Jewish people are scattered
Right.
to the remote parts of the world, and there's Jews in Ethiopia in need. There's Jews in Zimbabwe that are clearly
That's right.
Jewish. We've seen we've done the DNA testing. We've heard their oral traditions. They are Jews, and they need our help, and they need the gospel.
That's right.
So it's about the people of Israel scattered, even to your next door, even your next door neighbor may be Jewish. They're part of that promise, and they need to bless them with the gospel. If you want to know what's important to God, look at what the enemy attacks.
Right.
Anti-Semitism is the highest it's been
Right.
since World War II,
Right.
according to the Anti-Defamation League. It's at the highest rate that it's been. Desecration of cemeteries, attacks against Jewish people. It's latent in America, but it's coming to the surface
That's
more
right.
and more. And history repeats itself. So anti-Semitism is growing. Are you ready to lay down your life like Corrie ten Boom?
That's right.
Are you willing to do that? I'm just asking. And I'll step on some toes here. If you think that this is not your issue because this happens after the rapture of the church, you're missing the call to occupy till He comes.
That's right.
I'm not going to get into a discussion on pre, mid, or post-tribulation rapture, but I'll tell you this. As long as we're here on this earth, we're called to be lights set on a hill. We're called to aggressively do the work of Him who called us while it is yet day, for night will come when no man can work. And that's what Ezra's referencing.
As you make the important decision to support Jewish Voice Outreaches in Israel with a one-time gift of $40, we want to say thank you by sending you this beautiful gold-tone mezuzah to place on the doorpost of your home. It's a biblical symbol of God's protection. In addition, you will also receive this I Stand With Israel magnet and this Pray for Peace mug, both of which are an outward display of your support for Israel. Jonathan is encouraging you to join him as a new monthly Shalom partner. As you make an ongoing commitment and become a new Shalom partner with a gift of just $30 today, we'll also include this wooden plaque declaring the words of Psalm 122. This unique plaque will be a constant reminder in your home of your love for Israel and the Jewish people. Make sure to request the Stand With Israel package when you contact us. Please respond now by calling the 800 number on the screen and letting our representative know what level of giving you would like to participate in. If you prefer, you can always choose to give securely online at jewishvoice.tv. You can also donate by mailing your gift to the address on the screen. Thank you for your generous support of Jewish Voice.
Hi, my name is Ezra Benjamin, and I'm the Vice President of Global Ministry Affairs here at Jewish Voice. I'm glad you visited our site today, and before you close this video, I just want to say thanks. Thanks for coming to learn more about what we do. However you got here today, an ad, a search, maybe even a prompting from the Lord, thanks for responding.